So let us now proceed to our lesson proper, which is about solving logarithmic equations and inequalities. So I am your Sir Michael Gallardo, and again, this video lesson is a supplement for module 18 of your SLMs here in DepEd Bataan. So let's proceed to the next slide. So for our target or objectives for this lesson, at the end of this video lesson, you should be able to solve logarithmic equations and inequalities. So let's have a review. Write LE for logarithmic equation, LI for logarithmic inequality, and LF for logarithmic function. These are the given expressions. So for number 1, the answer is logarithmic equation. For number 2, since there already is a inequality symbol there, therefore we can say that this is a logarithmic inequality. For number 3, it is again a logarithmic equation. For number 4, since it has a y, therefore our expression is a logarithmic function. For number 5, again we see the inequality symbol, therefore this is a logarithmic inequality. And then number 6, we have g of x, which is a function notation, therefore this is a logarithmic function or LF. For number 7, we also see again the inequality symbol, therefore it is a logarithmic inequality. For number 8, we see an equal symbol, but there is no function notation, therefore it is a logarithmic equation or LE. For number 9, we can see that there is a function notation there, h of x, therefore it is a logarithmic function. And for number 10, again we see the inequality symbol, therefore it is a logarithmic inequality. So these are the answers to this review. Please check your own work, and I will give you 10 seconds to do that. So before we go to the lesson proper, we need to understand these things first. This part of the lesson is very crucial to our present lesson because we are going to apply these principles whenever we solve for logarithmic equations and inequalities. First, the first skill that we should possess or have is to convert logarithmic equations to its exponential form. If you can remember that the logarithmic expression is the opposite of exponential expressions, just as with addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, they are opposite operations. When it comes to expressions, we have exponential expressions, which and its opposite is logarithmic expressions, and vice versa. So the first thing that we should learn is how to convert logarithmic equations to its exponential form. So we have an example. The logarithm of 125 to base 5 is equal to 3. So our 3 is the exponent, and we have 5 as the base. So we can rewrite this as 5, which is the base, raised to the exponent 3 equals 125. So this is the exponential form of this logarithmic equation. So that is the first thing that we should definitely know, how to convert logarithmic equations to its exponential form. And the second thing that we should remember is the laws of logarithm. There are 4 basic laws that we should remember. First is the product. When we say product, it talks about multiplication. Okay? So when we see the logarithm of mn, logarithm of mn to base b, we can also express this as the logarithm of m to base b plus the logarithm of n to base b, and vice versa. If we see this form, it is also equivalent to this form. Okay, this is what we call the product property or product law or product rule of logarithms. Next, we have a quotient. If multiplication is equivalent to addition, division is equivalent to subtraction. Okay, the logarithm of m over n to base b is equivalent to logarithm of m to base b minus the logarithm of n to base b. Next is the power. We have here the logarithm of m raised to p to base b. The logarithm of m raised to p to base b. We can rewrite this as p times the logarithm of m to the base b. So parang nilipat lang natin tong exponent na to dito sa unahan. And the last one is the equality. The logarithm of m is equal to the logarithm of n. So if we will notice, parehong logarithm to base b sila. Therefore, we can drop or eliminate itong part na to dahil pareho naman sila. Both sides of the equation have the same base for the logarithm. Therefore, pwede na nating i-drop yon. At ang matitira na lang, m equals n. So, mamaya, pag nag-solve na tayo, makikita na natin yung application niya. So, you have to remember these 4 laws or rule or properties when it comes to logarithms. So, let us now proceed with solving logarithmic equations and inequalities with only one logarithm. Only one logarithm. Now, let's begin. We have the given here, the logarithm of 2x minus 1 to base 3 equals 3. So the first thing that we should do is to change it to its exponential form. So this is the base and this is the exponent. Therefore, it will become 3 raised to 3 equals 2x minus 1. So we changed it to its exponential form. And then we should simplify. 3 raised to 3 is 9. Next step. So in order to eliminate negative 1 from this side, from the right side, we add positive 1 to both sides. Remember that this is an equation. Kaya kung ano ginawa mo sa kanang side, you will also do that with the left side and vice versa. No? So addition property, that's what we call the addition property of equation. So to eliminate negative 1, we add positive 1 to both sides. So when we simplify this, we have 9 plus 1 equals 10. And 2x minus 1 plus 1 equals 2x. So, and then we divide both sides by 2. So we have 10 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 2. Therefore, the answer is 5 equals x, or we can, pwede natin pagpalitin yan, x equals 5. So if we substitute 5 here, it will satisfy the equation. If we substitute 5 here, or kahit dito, masasatisfy niya yung equation. Next. Solving logarithmic equations where each side, bawat side daw, has a logarithm of the same base. Has the logarithm of the same base. So we have here logarithm of x plus 1 to base 2 is greater than the logarithm of 2x minus 5 to base 2. So if we will notice, meron tayong same base, no? Each side has a logarithm of the same base. Therefore, using the equality rule ng ating logarithms, we can drop or eliminate. Tanggalin na natin tong dalawa na to. Tanggalin na natin siya. Therefore, our equation will become x plus 1 and 2x minus 5. So, again, we use the equality rule. Next step. So, I combined, we put all terms with the unknown variable on one side. So, yung merong x, pinagsama ko sa isang side. Pwedeng si 2x yung lumipat sa side ni 1, ay ni x, or vice versa. So, sa ako, ginawa ko, instead na nilipat ko si 2x, yung x na lang sa left side, ito, ang nilipat ko sa kabila. Para, pag nilipat ko siya, hindi magne-negative yung value dito. So, or hindi, pag minus ko na siya sa 2x, hindi na magne-negative yung value. So, less confusion. Pero kahit na ano nang gawin ninyo, halimbawa yung 1 yung nilipat nyo sa kabila, walang problema. You will still get the same answer. So, burahin ko lang to. Okay, para makita nyo lang yung ginawa ko. So, etong negative 5, nilipat ko sa kabilang side ng equation. So, negative becomes positive. And then this one, nilipat ko naman sa kabilang side. So, positive siya na magiging negative. So, pinagsama ko lang yung mga terms na mayroong variable x para ma-solve natin siya. So, 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. And 2x minus x is equal to x. Or, so, magiging final answer natin, 6 is greater than x, or x is less than 6. Kaya ako nakuha itong sagot na to dahil sinimplify lang naman natin itong equation na ito. So therefore, ang x daw natin should be less than 6. So tingnan natin kung masasatisfy yung equation, ano? By checking. So our x should be less than 6. Pagpalagay na natin 5. So, replace natin to ng 5. Sensya na kayo, I'm using the mouse kasi. So, 5 plus 1 equals 6 is greater than, eto na tayo, 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10 minus 5. So, from that, we can see that 6 is greater than 5. So, tama yung ating sagot. Check siya. So, ito yung ginagamit natin kapag both side or each side of the equation has a logarithm of the same base. Ito yon. Kapag pareho na yon. Oh, by the way, kung ano yung sign na ginamit, whether it is an equation or inequality, yun pa rin ang gagamitin nyo. Dito, it so happen na binaligtad ko yung x tsaka 6. Kaya, syempre, sasabay yung sign nun. Ano? Dito daw, x is less than 6, di ba? So, yun din naman yun. Or 6 is greater than x dito. So, katumbas din yun ng x is less than 6. Okay, let's now proceed with the third one. Solving logarithmic equations and inequalities with more than 2 logarithms. More than 2 logarithms. Maaaring 3 logarithms, 4 na logarithms. So, we need to simplify those logarithms. So, we have an example here. So, the logarithm of x plus 2 to base 3 plus the logarithm of x plus 3 to base 3 is equal to or less than the logarithm of 12 to base 3. So, hindi natin pwedeng basta na lang i-eliminate yung logarithm to base 3 because tatlo yan, ano? We need to simplify this muna. So, how do we simplify this? Using the product rule, we can express this kapag addition, natandaan ninyo, pag addition, it may be expressed as a multiplication. So, logarithm of x plus 2 times x plus 3 to base 3, ito yan, is less than or equal to logarithm of 12 to base 3. So, na-simplify na natin using product rule. So, pwede na nating eliminate to from both sides. We will have, yun na lang, x plus 2 times x minus 3 is less than or equal to 12 using the equality rule. So, ang gagawin natin using the FOIL method, first, tapos, yung outer, inner, tsaka yung last, no, yun ang tinatawag natin na FOIL method. Erase ko lang muna siya. Simplify na natin. So, x times x, you have x squared. Positive 2 times positive 3, you have positive 6. Paano natin nakuha yung middle term? 2x plus 3x. Minultiply lang natin to. 2 times x, and then 3 times x. Pag pinagsama natin yon, 2x and 3x equals 5x is less than or equal to 12. And then, gagawin natin, we will subtract negative 12 from both sides. Dito rin. Sorry. No? So, mag-subtract lang tayo ng negative 12 to both sides para ang goal natin, this side becomes 0. Okay? So, nag-minus ako. I-erase ko lang. Nag-minus ako ng 12 dito. At kung ano yung ginawa natin sa kabila, gagawin din natin dito. So, pwede nating i-minus si 12 dito rin. So, kaya siya naging negative 6 and this becomes 0. 12 minus 12 is 0. And positive 6 minus 12 is negative 6. So, yun na siya. And then, kung makikita natin that this is a trinomial, pwede nating i-factor yan into x plus 6 and x minus 1. Pag phenol method na naman natin yan, papansin natin, pag ginawa natin yung FOIL method, ito rin yung kalalabasan. Etong equation na to, pag phenol method natin yan. So, we have two values here, x plus 6 and x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. So, simplify na lang natin yan. X plus 6 is less than or equal to 0. Therefore, ilipat lang natin, i-transpose natin si positive 6 sa kabilang side. So, x is less than or equal to negative 6. And then, yung kasunod, x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. So, nilipat ko lang si negative 1, magiging positive 1 na siya. So, we have two answers here. This one and this one. Therefore, x is less than or equal to negative 6 and x is less than or equal to positive 1. Ito na ang ating final answer. So, that's it. If you have any question, regarding this lesson, feel free to message me or mag-comment sa video na ito. So that's it. And let's now do the assessment of your module number 18, page 13. For part A, numbers 1 and 3 lang. For part B, numbers 2 and 4. And for part C, numbers 3 and 5. I hope that you can do this without looking at the answer module. You can do this without looking at the answer key of your module, no? Sabi nga practice makes perfect. So gawin niyo yung mga exercises dito and check the answer key whether your answer is correct. And along the way, find out saan kayo nagkamali. So that's it. And thank you for listening and watching this video. So I hope that you would subscribe and like this video and subscribe to my channel. So that's it. Thank you guys.